Today we are going to do our Hundertwasser research page, which is going in between your first and your second layer. So you should have your first layer all nicely, beautifully coloured in. You should have started doing the pen work and a bit of colour on this section here, but we're going to work on this bit in the middle. Now we're going to do a bit of a fact file and also talk about some of the key elements in Hundertwasser. So you've already looked at lots of the key elements in Hundertwasser and they should be drawn in that sheet that was stuck a little bit further back in your book. So you already know, but I'll put some information on the board as well so that you know exactly what you should be doing. Now I want to plan out my kind of bit of information about Hundertwasser. So I'm going to take my pencil first of all, and because I've used these contour lines all in there and I've gone really heavy on the contour lines in this section as well, I am actually going to split up my fact file into contour lines, and I'm going to put a different fact in each line, and I'm going to kind of colour them in as well. So I should have a little section of writing about Hundertwasser in each one of these lines so that it almost looks like that landscape is continuing on, but then it's got information in. Okay, so I've just sketched out those lines there. Now on this side, I'm going to continue some of these lines, but I'm going to use them to then add in some of the elements from before.
I've sped up this part of the video because it was quite long and boring, and I don't know whether you can see what I'm doing because I'm sketching quite lightly. So I will talk to you about what I am doing when I outline it in pen.
Now that I've got all of my Hundertwasser elements in place, I'm going to take my biro pen, so this is just a normal ballpoint pen, and I'm going to go over the lines. I'm going to, I think, not go over the ones in there. I'm going to use pencil crayon in that section, but I am probably going to write in it before I use the pencil crayon. So I'll go over this section here, and I'm going to do it quite scribbly so it kind of fits in with what's going on up here, and then I'll show you how it works.
After I had added my contour lines, I added in some of the elements that you find regularly in Hundertwasser's work. I started off with the eyes, I added some lollipop trees, I added rows of houses, I added a house with an onion / garlic / dumpling dome, depending on who you are. And then I also put in some elements like the environmental elements and a spiral. I then decided that I wanted to have a little bit of blocky lettering, which you see in his posters. So I added the blocky lettering into one of my contour lines as well, to just add a little bit of interest to my design. Then I wrote all of the things that you can see onto that side of the page, so that I'm almost answering my own question. What can we see in his work?
Now I've got all of this outlined in pen, and I've just put the sort of green lines to where I'm going to put my contours. I've got all of my elements that we can see here. I've just written in quite blocky letters because he uses blocked letters. If you remember when we looked at his campaign posters, he uses really blocked letters. So I've put that in there. What can we see in his work, so you kind of know what that's about. And I've got that linking to all of the stuff that I've done before. So I've used the block letters, I've used the spirals, I've used the lollipop trees. So thinking about what we can see. I've talked to my classes about how I'm going to put in eyes in the final layer. Okay, so, and I'm probably going to put some environmental features then in the sky. So what I want to do on this section is just write a few facts about him, and I'm going to put a different fact in each contour. So I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 things about Hundertwasser.
I added a fact in each section, and then at the end I just put my opinion about his work so that now it's ready to add colour.